Welcome back. You're still tuned in to News and Views with myself, Salai Loma Kwidiri. We're going to be switching gears now, I think, to a very, very important discussion, one that is celebratory. Private security company Vision Tactical, I'm sure most of us know them, most of us use their services, has been recognized for its outstanding contribution to community safety at the CCIN 2025 National Convention held at Capital Air in Johannesburg. The organization was awarded a certificate of recognition for service beyond the call of duty. And the award was presented by the CCIN chair, Riza Patel, and Johannesburg Metro Police Chief, Patrick Jaka, acknowledges the dedication, commitment, and selfless contribution of Vision Tactical in supporting communities and building safer neighborhoods. And to help us unpack the significance of this award and what it means for the future of community safety, we're joined now by the director of Vision Tactical, Yaseen Theba. Yaseen, congratulations on the award. Good morning. I'm sure you're very, very excited. You're very, very happy about this recognition and ultimately what it means for you and your team.
Of course, I mean a big award for the team. It shows that the work that we're doing is getting recognized, and we are on the right track. Vision Tactical has always positioned itself to be a company that gives back to the community, and of course, going beyond the call of duty is well within our ethos. So again, I mean, it's encouraging for the team, and also to be awarded among the other companies, receiving similar awards, being in the company of those private entities and law enforcement entities, getting recognized by some of the law enforcement entities, talks a lot about the partnerships that are ultimately helping South Africans be safer daily.
No, most definitely. One thing that was interesting for me is the fact that this award speaks of service beyond the call of duty. From Vision Tactical's perspective, what does that mean? What does going beyond the call of duty mean? And if possible, can you share a specific example that stood out of the work that you think ultimately earned you and your team this honor?
Well, there's a lot of debate on whether currently whether private security companies should be responding with the police. There's a lot of questions around certain private security companies taking advantage of the fact that they are private security, using lights to escort principals, the use of firearms in public spaces. And those debates continue. But recognition like this clearly defines that partnerships do make communities safer. We know that without these partnerships, we wouldn't be able to combat certain crimes. Specific mention was mentioned about kidnapping in South Africa and the role that Vision Tactical plays, and we were recognized for the role that we play. There is a clear example that without partnerships with the police, without partnerships between private security companies, and of course, I mean, when we think of a kidnapping, it's the mandate of the South African police detectives to investigate kidnapping. However, we've positioned ourselves and we've got the relationships with various departments within SAPS, crime intelligence, the Hawks, DPCI. Provincial organized crime, so that we can assist them when it comes to kidnapping cases, restoring faith in the law enforcement, in the law enforcement, and that partnership is showing results. We were able to rescue a number of victims. We combating syndicates, and kidnapping for ransom cases is definitely on a down. Even though the stats are increased, we're seeing kidnapping for ransom cases dropping, which is a clear indication of the successes in the partnerships that we have, but also of members that are going beyond the call of duty.
No, most definitely. You mentioned about some of the discussions that are, currently being had about the role of private security companies in South Africa, how they collaborate with the police, and how much power they should have. There are some regulations that are, being tabled. The issue of private security carrying guns and just the whole discourse about the kind of work that you guys do. What are your key concerns right now about the interactions between private security companies and government, and some of the limitations that you should be having, according to some that have tabled some of these regulatory measures?
Well, our discussions continue. We've got a new minister. So the Minister of Police's mandate is also the CIRA regulator. And with the new minister there, we hope to engage with him further. I've been clear from day one. We live in a unique environment. South Africa's crime levels are a totally different level of violence that we see when these cash in transit incidents happen, when mall robberies, jewelry stores get robbed at malls. The approach needs to be different. And I mean, it's simple. You can't take a knife to a gunfight. We've been very, very clear. Without getting into too much of the legal jargon that's being played out there, I'm happy to say that consultation is still continuing. But I mean, again, it just makes common sense that you have to take on the suspects with the same firepower that they approach innocent people in order to protect assets, people, and property.
And for our listeners right now who subscribe to your services, who support the kind of work that you guys do, what kind of message do you have for them? And what are some of the things they should be looking out for in the future regarding the services that you guys offer, and your interactions with them, and the assistance that you continue giving to the community?
Just going back to the CCI convention, a number of initiatives were discussed, a number of launches anticipated within the next few weeks. We're looking forward to working closer with law enforcement, working closer to other responders. We know now that there is a number of discussions regarding the collaboration of missing persons, how to respond to missing person reports, how to respond to fires, how to respond to other medical emergencies. And we're looking forward to integrating with those responders, seeing how we can tweak up our system so that we can get to people that need our help much faster.
There you have it. Yaseen Theba, Director at Vision Tactical. Again, congratulations. You guys are doing really, really amazing work. And yeah, all the best.
Thank you so much.
There you go. That was Yaseen Theba, Director at Vision Tactical, reflecting on the organization's recognition at the SIN 2025 National Convention, where Vision Tactical was honored, and they were given an award for going beyond the call of duty, as it was mentioned. And yeah, I think we can all agree, man. I think it's almost every week now on social media, you'll see Vision Tactical, Yaseen Teba's team, intercepting criminals, working alongside the South African Police Services and doing really, really amazing work. And as you can hear from him, saying, this award belongs not only to their team, but also to their partners in the communities they serve, as together they continue working towards the shared goal of safer neighborhoods and a safer South Africa at a time where, let's be honest, private security is doing a lot of work that you'd ordinarily want the South African Police Services to do, but this is where we ultimately find ourselves, and people like Yaseen are doing really, really wonderful work, collaborating and assisting the South African Police Service where there are shortfalls. So yeah, kudos to them, congratulations to them. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, News and Views continues.